Today, we will be installing TensorFlow to our own local development environment. In the TensorFlow website, click the install link at the top. Then click this button to read the pip install guide. Scroll down to the step-by-step instruction section. Step 2 is to install the Visual C++ redistributable. I already have this installed, but you can click this link to install it. I chose the x64 to get the installer. Since I already have it installed, it is giving me the repair button. For you, there should be an install button. Once you click that and installation finishes, you will need to restart your computer. Once that is done, we will need to enable long paths. On this Microsoft page is a registry script you can run to enable it. I've already run this also as part of a previous video. Once this is done, we can continue with the TensorFlow install. Step 3 is to install Miniconda. Since I already have Anaconda installed, I can skip this step and use Anaconda. Step 4 is to create a new Conda environment. I'm going to simply copy-paste this to an Anaconda prompt. Next, let's activate the newly created environment. Now let's run the command for step 5 to set up the GPU. When that finishes, we can move on to step 6 to install TensorFlow. But first we must upgrade pip with this command. When that is done, we can scroll down and see that it says, "Do not install TensorFlow with Conda." But I am going to live dangerously and install TensorFlow with Conda. Let's copy-paste this command into the Conda prompt and hope for the best. #YOLO. Well, it looks like it finished successfully. Let's go to step 7 to verify the CPU setup. That looks good. Now let's verify the GPU setup. That looks good too. I think the install is now done. If we scroll down, we see a bunch of links. I have no idea what these are for, but for right now I'm going to save the link for Windows to a text file in case I need that in the future, I guess. One last thing I want to do is test to see if I can run code from my local machine. Click on Learn and then Introduction. Learn more for TensorFlow. See tutorials. Beginner Quick Start. If you scroll down, you will see code to import TensorFlow and then print the version to confirm TensorFlow is imported. I would like to run this locally in the Conda environment we just created. I'm going to do this in Visual Studio, so let's open Visual Studio. Click Create a New Project. Type Python in the text box and click Python Application, and then click Next. I'm going to call it TensorFlow Tutorial, and then click Create. Now I'm going to copy-paste the lines of code from the tutorial. Up here for the Python environment, it says Python 3.10, but I would like to run this from within that Conda environment we created earlier. This Microsoft page has instructions for adding an existing environment. I'm going to follow this to add our Conda environment. In the Solution Explorer on the right-click on Python Environments and click Add Environment. On the left, click on Existing Environment. If we expand the environment drop-down, we see an option for custom path to an existing environment. Let's get the folder path to our environment. For me, it is located on the C drive, in the users folder for my user in a folder called Anaconda, NVIS folder. I will go into the TF folder for our environment and copy this path. And then go back to Visual Studio and paste this path for the custom path to the environment. And we see that it has filled in all of the rest of the fields. Looks good. Let's click on Add. Now we can see our environment show up and highlighted on the right, and it also shows up on the top. Let's click Start and see what happens. It looks like it worked. Excellent. Now we are done. In the future, I will continue that tutorial from here. For now, I just wanted to install TensorFlow locally and confirm it works with local code. Are we now officially machine learning programmers? Sure, why not?